Hello, everybody. Welcome to Life Distilled. I'm Sean Edwards. I'd like to welcome you all out, co-founder of Fresh Bourbon Distillery, here along with my wife.
I'm Tia Edwards.
Thank you, Edwards. Yes, nice. Tia
Edwards.
Co-founders of Fresh Bourbon Distillery here in Lexington, Kentucky. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to us as we've embarked on our series, kind of giving everybody an inside view of what we're doing to build our brand and to build this distillery here on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Like, I always enjoy spending time with you, but I really enjoy talking about our brand and really giving people a good look into what we're dealing with and finding people to work with us, getting into restaurants, getting our product to the shelves, like all that it takes, because people really don't realize how much it takes to get a product to the shelf. And so we're happy you guys have tuned in and hope you'll continue to do that.
Yeah, because today we're going to talk about how we started. Like, of course, how you start is not how you finish. And where we are today is not where we started off, you know, in the industry and coming into the industry. We really began with us, of course, doing bourbon distillery tours all over Kentucky and just learning about the industry and being really intrigued about the industry.
Yeah. And when he says like tours around Kentucky, so we're married, of course, and Sean loves bourbon. But when we would go on tours, I just didn't see a place that I fit. And so, you know, I started to bring ginger ale. That's the story that I always tell people. Like, I put a bottle of ginger ale in my purse, and I love purses. But I had to bring one big enough to put ginger ale in so I could start to enjoy it just as Sean did. And did people give me the side eye when I pulled out my ginger ale? Possibly. But it still worked out. And so from that, we saw that there was a need to bring a fresh approach to the bourbon industry, and that's how we got Fresh Bourbon.
And you'll hear that a lot of times, especially as we go on this journey, and you'll hear about us having that approach to it, because Tia does not like bourbon, and she doesn't like it neat. I like it neat. Tia likes it in cocktails. So you'll hear that throughout our conversations, throughout our journey, especially here, you know, in this digital format on YouTube. But in the beginning, we also wanted to do something that had never been done before. We looked out there in the market, we saw what was available as far as the distilleries, and a lot of them offered a lot of the same thing. And what we wanted to do in building what we were putting together is something totally from scratch that we wanted to put a stamp on it that was, you know, to our liking.
Yeah, and I think when you say from scratch, right, that truly does mean creating something from ground up. A lot of groundwork has already been done with other distilleries and other brands and other products on the market, but we took the time to really figure out what we wanted our product to taste like, and that's why we created and distilled from grain to glass our product. And that's one thing that really separates us from a lot of the other new brands that are on the market, is that we have a truly fresh approach to the bourbon industry.
And Tia's, we don't want to underestimate that. And Tia is saying that we built it. Of course, we talked about our mash bill and what's available as far as in the grains, the grains that we put into our product. But just from that standpoint, just not wanting to do the same recipe that people have done for 200 years. And so us wanting to do something that was authentically us. And everything about our approach, and even the cocktail forward approach, and building our approach different than what's available in the industry.
Yeah, so what do you think when you think of making something from scratch? What does that mean to you?
Well, I mean, I think of course, your family. They're bakers, so they bake from scratch. They don't like box cakes and, you know, things that you buy at the store and you just, you know, no fake and bake. So you want to put the flour in.
No, I did fake and bake to start dating. I did, but I learned after that, but continue.
No fake and bake, though. Cakes made from scratch. I'm talking about flour, eggs, butter, milk, making a cake. And that's what I think from making, you know, especially when you're building something from scratch. It's just not buying something that's already produced or somebody else did. You want to have your authentic stamp on it. And that's what I look at, what we've done in the industry. And no knock to anybody that's done something different. I mean, you don't have to do it like us. I mean, this is the way we want to do it. So,
well, and then when you bake something from scratch, like we started our product from scratch, from the bottle design, which I will say, which we don't talk about enough, that you actually came up, well, helped to create this bottle design.
Yeah.
And Sean, people are like, oh my gosh, the bottle's so pretty. So did you come up with that? And I always tell them, no, Sean came up with it. I just made it pretty.
Yeah.
So it's truly a team approach, but to create something and then to see it come to life is a totally different experience. And for me, my first aha moment was when we actually bottled the first bottles of Fresh.
Yeah. And we have videos of that too.
Yeah.
Of course, us, the bottle machine, putting bourbon into an actual bottle from all the thoughts and planning and just everything that went into it. Yeah. Seeing the bourbon in the bottle. Yeah. That was an exciting moment because everything becomes real at that moment.
Yeah.
Because you took the time to put something together and then you actually seeing it in a place, in the bottle where a customer will be able to enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's important. So why don't we get into you making me a cocktail while we continue to talk? So what are you making me today?
We can do that. Today I'm going to go with an old fashioned. And I don't have any oranges from this standpoint, but I will make you a customized old fashioned.
Thank you so much.
To your liking. So Tia's favorite old fashioned has 2 sets of bitters in it as opposed to a regular just one bitter. So Tia likes cherry bitters and orange bitters in her old fashioned. So I will do that as you tell them about, I guess the launch event would make it real too, especially as we build something from scratch and then seeing it come to fruition.
Yeah, so when we decided to launch, we wanted to have an event to highlight what we were doing to our friends and family and some people in the industry. Don't break my bottles, just how pretty my bottles are. So, so we invited tons of people and we never thought that they would show up. It actually reminds me of our wedding because our wedding planner, who's a really good friend of mine now, told us, invite as many people as you all want to, right? Invite, because we wanted to have a semi-big wedding. And only about 30 to 40% of the people that you invite will attend your wedding. Well, actually about 89.9% of the people we invited came to the wedding. We ended up with 600 people at our wedding. 600 people for a sit-down dinner. You about passed out when you saw that number. But we made it work out. So speaking of events, so we invited tons of people and we actually sold out the space that we had our launch event. And it was so amazing. We had George Brown that came and spoke for us, James Brown, and not the James Brown that sings, the other James Brown.
But a lot of public officials, Reggie was there, and so we had a lot of support from the city and from the state, that came out to support us for the event, and we were excited about that. So
the launch event really reminded me of that because pretty much everyone we invited came out to our event. And not only that people come out to the event, as they were tasting our product, they loved it. Didn't we pour every drop at that night that we brought that night? I remember Andrew showing me bottles like they were gone.
Yeah, it was awesome because we were, of course, that was people's introduction to our brand. Like I said, we had put bourbon in the bottle. Then we were doing a launch event to signify, to tell everybody what we were doing or what we had been working on for the 3 years or 4 years previous to that.
Yeah.
And so, we poured everything. We did a cocktail first. We did the Fresh 5 cocktail. That is our signature cocktail. And then we moved into neat pours, but everybody enjoyed it. Everybody loved it. And that was a good moment, for us because all the hard work and putting those pieces together, came, to a head right there, especially on that launch event, especially for us because the way we got into it is different than other people that come into the industry. That's why we're always about talking to people, especially people that look at this industry and think, oh man, I want to start a spirits brand or I want to do something in the alcohol industry. And so we look at it and we're always an open book to those people because when we got into it, people were open books for us.
Yeah.
And so if you were going to think, what are some things that you would tell somebody, if they were going to get into this industry?
Well, I would say the first thing is you need to have the money. And as we always talk about, like when people are starting a brand or starting a spirits brand, it takes so much money to get started, and especially a lot of money when you are creating and aging your own product. So that really, I think, is something that I didn't realize was going to have such a huge impact. Like I always talk about, I've always had excellent credit, worked hard to keep my excellent credit, but having good credit doesn't necessarily mean that a bank is going to invest in you. And so making sure that you have the proper business plan when you go. And what a lot of people don't want to talk about, and we can dig into a little bit more at another series, but you know, banking while you are Black is really a true thing, and that really affects you.
Yeah, we've had some interesting situations with banks. Yeah. I think that one of the things that we ran into, and it's just, you know, we're, like I said, we're open book from that standpoint. Yeah. We run into a situation where it's like we're doing something different than other people are doing. Yeah. Because we're Black. Yeah. But we own a bourbon distillery, but we're Black and we own a bourbon distillery. Yeah. So when we go into places like that, and it's been an interesting journey, and you think that it wouldn't be like that in today's times, but we've had some experiences, a lot of experiences from that standpoint. Yes. The other thing that I would say, you know, the banking, of course, but you need an attorney. I mean, you gotta have a really good attorney. Indeed. We were blessed to have, you know, some really good attorneys. Yes. The McBrayer firm was on board with us from the beginning, so we were excited. We were blessed to have them on board.
And I would say not just any attorneys, right? Like, you really need to have attorneys that are specialized or understand the industry that you are going into. Yes. And attorneys that I truly feel like, not just because, you know, you pay them, but because they really want to see you be successful. Yes. So I think that is important. So what's the third thing?
No, it's majorly important because, I mean, that you never know what's coming for you. And I say that. And so, and actually their experience will help you through that process. Yeah. You know, and then a good team, you know, from that standpoint. I mean, you want to look at where you need help at. Yeah. You know, like a lot of us come with backgrounds and certain expertise in different areas or aspects of the business. Yeah. And you need to look at your shortcomings and what you really need help with. And you'd be best to bring some people on the team that have enough knowledge in that area that you'll listen to them. Yes. Because a lot of times, you know, as entrepreneurs, we think we know everything and we know how to do a lot of things. And we need to bring on people that can actually tell us, no, that's not really the way you want to do that. Because it will make it easier if you bring on a good team.
Well, just really having experts on your team in each area that they're responsible for when they come on your team. That's, I think, is so important. I think that's a key to being success and why we've been successful thus far. So let's pour my old fashioned, please. Come on, I've been waiting. You've been stirring about 10 minutes. Get my. You should see us at home because this is exactly how it goes at home. He makes my cocktails.
Very simple, old-fashioned, orange and cherry bitters for Tia. That's yours. Neat pour for me.
Nice. So you had a good pour right there.
Yeah. It's gonna be it's been a long day.
Okay, so you do the toast. We always end our episodes with a toast, and so today I'm gonna let Sean do the toast.
She's gonna let me do the toast. No, I would say a toast to our team because we ended it with a team. We're telling people that you want to get put a good team around you that can help you grow your business. And so toast to the team and everybody that's helped us along the way. Cheers.
Cheers. Let's see how you did. Okay.
I appreciate it.
Cheers.
Cheers.